Absolutely. Focus on your own, what you're doing. And I think it was Tara that said to me, one of our other mentors, she has a great, mantra to live by, which is mind your own business. And it's so true.
Yes.
If you're looking after your own business and, you're nurturing it and putting all your efforts into that, actually things are going to be great. And exactly like you said, fully booked and then still saying yes to more weddings because we just love them. But it's actually like that's how it can be, which is incredible. And then something else I wanted to talk to you about, Miranda, which you touched on, which I think is so important to highlight. You got asked to do a friend's ceremony and then you went and did your training. How important do you think it is that you've done that proper training before you go and deliver a ceremony, even if it is for a friend?
100%. The difference. I look back at the ceremonies that I wrote when I first started, and I think, oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, and the one that I wrote for friends, I look back at it and I think, oh my goodness, that was awful. If I had not done the training, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
It's just no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Anyone can write a ceremony, but what you get with the training is you get the mentorship, which is absolutely key, from real celebrants who are building and growing their own businesses and are very successful at it. And we've got the experience. We've been out there. We're constantly honing our craft, and that experience in your training is absolutely key. If you don't want to train, any old Joe can pull off a ceremony from Google, and it shows.
Yes, absolutely.
When you do the training, you learn how to write ceremonies that are personal to that couple, and you learn how to perform them. And that's a very different thing, because I also think that a lot of people assume that all they have to do is show up and read a ceremony out like a registrar would, and that's not the case as a celebrant. It's a whole lot more. There's also the customer experience that we talk about. How do you treat your customers? When I work with my mentees, I ask them to treat me as their customer whilst we're going through the script writing and performance process. Mm-hmm. And so I get to learn how they would treat a potential customer and give them feedback on that. So it's really, you get the whole experience. You learn so much through that process. Having someone give you feedback on your writing and showing you where you can improve is absolutely key. And when I trained, that actually wasn't, I trained elsewhere before AMC ever existed. That wasn't actually part of my training, and that's what I really needed. So I sought out a mentor after I finished my training, and it made a massive difference.
Fantastic. Wow, that's incredible. And I think that's the thing as well. Like you, I've had students who, have come to me in the past, but some of them have said, oh, I did a ceremony last year for, family friends or work colleagues or whatever, which is fantastic. And it's so lovely that that's what's given them the bug. But they will say, they'll admit to themselves that actually that ceremony is nothing like it should have been. Once they've started the training, they see, one, how much more they could have included in it, but two, how short the script was. People don't realise actually how long these, scripts need to be to create a 25 to 30 minute ceremony even. You've got to make sure you're really putting all that detail in there. And some of my students I've got at the moment are ones who have done friend ceremonies before, and they were like, yeah, it was probably about 15 minutes in total. And they're so surprised how much more there is that goes into it. So I think that is something really important to highlight. Exactly like you say, if you've got maybe, naturally you're a bit of a performer, you can go and read a script out, but there is so much more to it than that.